Good evening, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. It's wonderful to be here, and good evening to you all, and welcome to Roslin Court, this wonderful venue, and we're going to have a night of fantastic music and conviviality. That's my intention. We have the wonderful Emily Slade here tonight to entertain us, and all sorts of other exciting things like the raffle. Obviously, it can't be a folk evening without a raffle. We have an Emily Slade CD as the first prize, and as the second prize, as you know, the usual aficionados will know, we have the Who Gives a Crap loo roll. Hurrah! So anybody who has bought a ticket and is here tonight will automatically be entered into the raffle, as will anybody who donates to the performance online or who makes a comment or a contribution to the live stream chat online. So please feel free to do that as the concert proceeds, and you'll be included in the raffle and could win one of these marvellous prizes. So we're going to have a couple of floor spots tonight. Oh yes, sorry. The live stream, the donation link will be on the screen at all times if you're watching from home. So just click on the link if you want to donate. That would be much appreciated. We have a couple of floor spots tonight. One of which is myself, and and the other is Mike Della, who is here with us tonight. So I think we should probably just be getting on with it, don't you think? And I'm going to play a song on my ukulele, a very short... You're a very hooray audience now. Hang on. Let's see if you're still doing that after this. So I'm going to sing a very short... I think it's the shortest song I've ever sung, possibly. This is a Kirsty MacColl song written in the 80s, I think, about the terrible consumerist culture and celebrity culture, which obviously doesn't apply anymore.
And the lack of lettuce.
Doesn't mention lettuce. 7 times in 7 days I've sat and wished my life away. I know the greyness comes and goes, but the sun don't shine and the snow don't snow. There's Susie Ann with her tits and curls, where mediocrity excels, with those vicious boys and their boring girls. You know it makes me sick, but it's a bozo's world. Then there's always the cash, selling your soul for some trash, smiling at people that you cannot stand. You're in demand, your 15 minutes start now. City banker looks her in, the heartless heart, the chinless chin, and you'd spill your beans for just a pint of gin. How you got so holy and became so thin in Sunday papers every week. The silly words you love to speak, the tacky photos and their phony smiles. It's a bozo's world and you're a bozo's child. Then there's always the cash, selling your soul for some trash, smiling at people that you cannot stand. You're in demand, your 15 minutes start now. Then there's always the fame, autographs now and again, people who saw you on blankety blank or in the bank. Your 15 minutes start now. Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. You're very kind. So without further ado, we're going to start off the show tonight with our first proper floor spot. And can you please introduce Mike Keller?
think that's the first time I've been called proper. Oh, I've been called many things. Many things which aren't Della. Very quickly check, because the worst thing is if it's gone out of tune in the last 30 seconds. Nah, appears not to have done. It's a song written by African-American poet Gil Scott-Heron. Jagged jigsaw pieces tossed around the room. Saw my grandma sweeping up with her old straw broom. She didn't know what she was doing. She could hardly understand. She was only sweeping up pieces of a man. Saw my daddy greet the mailman, and I heard the mailman say, "Don't you take this letter too hard now, Jimmy. They laid 9 others off today." He didn't know what he was saying. He could hardly understand. He was only talking to pieces of a man. Saw the thunder, heard the lightning, felt the balance of his shame. But for some unknown reason, he never turned my way. Pieces of that letter tossed around the room. Now I hear the sound of sirens come knifing through the gloom. They don't know what they are doing. They could hardly understand. But they are just arresting pieces of a man. I saw him go to pieces. I saw him go to pieces. He was always such a good man. He was always such a strong, strong man. I saw him go to pieces. I saw him go to pieces. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mike. Mike Della, that is. So that was proper. That was a proper floor spot. Thank you. So without further ado, I'm not going to do any big introductions now because you're all here, and I think we'll let Emily tell us all about herself in her music. And so can we please have a big round of applause, please, for the marvellous Emily Slade. This way.
Thank you. Hello. Been told you're extremely friendly in Margate. It sounds like it. Right. And this is very, very frightening for me because I've never, ever been on a live feed And, oh gosh, right. Keep my eyes in that direction. There's 4 cameras, one for each of my chins. I've been blessed with a certain jawline. I'm going to do this first song for a friend of mine, Lee. I know you're tuning in at the moment. He's in hospital, and it's called Another Train for Lee.
Fate brought you defeat, but fate is nothing at all. You look so sad. You've been listening to the one who says you missed your chance, but there's another train. There always is. Maybe the next one is yours. Get up and climb aboard another train. That's the chorus. You may feel you're done, but there's no such thing. Although you're standing on the road, you're just one breath from the king. The beginning is now. Don't turn around, 'cause regrets of old mistakes will only bring you down. And there's another train. There always is. Maybe the next one is yours. Get up and climb aboard another train. Crawl in the dark sometimes and think too much. We fill our heads with crazy things that only break our hearts. You're building worlds that don't exist. Imagination can play the cruelest tricks. And there's another train. There always is. Maybe the next one is yours. Get up and climb aboard. There's another train. There always is. Maybe the next one is yours. Get up and climb aboard another train.
Thank you very much. So I came down today in a very smooth way from Cambridge, and SatNav said it was going to take me 3 hours, but it was only 2.5. Not because I was going extra fast or anything. It was a very, very clear M25. So. Yeah, I won't be laughing when I forget to pay my toll before midnight tomorrow. But this song, I've started doing some. I think when we went into lockdown and all the musicians took to playing online because they had to, I didn't do any live feeds because I didn't really want anybody looking at my book collection or my cactus stash. But quite a lot of musicians went online and started playing live, and I just thought at that stage I'll just record odd songs, odd as in individual songs, not weird songs. But there was nothing to lose, was there, in lockdown? You could just do whatever you wanted musically. And so I kind of revived some tunes that I used to sing when I was a lot younger. And just before the country all stopped, the world all stopped, I'd been on tour with Phil Beer and his band, and Phil Beer of Show of Hands. And Phil if you ever want to try an instrument, he's like a human library for stringed instruments. So if I used to say to him, I fancy playing a mandolin, and you can borrow one, my dear. And I said, I quite like the look of your banjo, Phil. So he lent it to me, and then we went into lockdown, and this banjo's never gone home. So I know, dangerous, yes. But I do love country music, and I tried doing, a tune by Dolly Parton. I'm sure that's acceptable, is it, in Margate? Yeah, so the banjo's at home tonight, but I can do it on the guitar. And if you fancy singing along, it's got a nice little refrain that I'm sure you'll get the idea of by the end. So it's called Wildflowers.
Hills were alive with wildflowers, and I was as wild, even wilder than they. For at least I could run. They just died in the sun, and I refused to just wither away. Just a wild mountain rose seeking freedom to grow. So I ran, fearing not where I'd go. When a flower grows wild, it can't always survive. Wildflowers don't care where they grow. And the flowers I knew in the field where I grew were content to be lost in the crowd. They were common and close. I had no room for growth, and I wanted so much to branch out. I uprooted myself from my home ground and left. Took my dreams and I took to the road. When a flower grows wild, it can't always survive. Wildflowers don't care where they grow. I grew up fast and wild, and I never felt right in a garden so different from me. I just never belonged. I just longed to be gone, and so the garden one day set me free. I hitched a ride with the wind, and since he was my friend, I just let him decide where we'd go. When a flower grows wild, it can't always survive. Wildflowers don't care where they grow. Just a wild mountain rose seeking mysteries untold. No regret for the path that I chose. When a flower grows wild, it can't always survive. Wildflowers don't care where they grow.
Thank you.
Thank you. How's everybody doing? Are you all right? Yeah, yeah. What if someone says no? Well, they do something. It's worse if they say nothing at all, you know. So, for anybody who's watching on the live feed, we have a little special Scrappy-Doo guest, a little dog. When I first started singing and playing, I really just wanted to be a songwriter because I was, I wasn't shy when I was a child, but when I went through teenage, I didn't want anybody looking at me, and I thought the easiest thing would be to write songs and then I can get someone else to sing them. And I had visions of Alanis Morissette, doing one of my songs. She never caught on to that idea herself, and in the end I realised no one was going to do it, so I did it instead. So this is one of my early songs. It's called I Need an Angel.
Sad stories and blue dreams are common round here, and I wish I was 16 again. But mild irritation is all that I hear, distracted from living by life's subtle game. And I run for a living, and I run to keep sane, and I run for my family, and I run for my name.
Thank you. I'm going to do another one that I've written. I set myself a little challenge with this song. I thought, I wonder how many words I can fit into the chorus of a song and get away with. And I played it the other night. There's one of my favourite bands at the moment is a band called Gary Stewart's Graceland, where they actually perform, some remarkable musicians perform the whole of the Graceland album, which is one of my top 5 favourites of all time, and they do it really well. And I was going up to Beverley to watch them and ended up doing the support. And listening to Paul Simon's songs, you can get away with putting a lot of words in a song, I think so. But I've been telling people that I wrote this song in response to the London riots. Do you remember about 2011 when a whole load of young people just from nowhere whipped themselves up into a storm and looted shops around London? But I've actually found a recording of this song that I actually played before 2011. So I've rewritten history somehow. I've remembered it wrongly, but it's called Outbreak. I'm just going to have a bit of this. It's not a hip flask, it really is just hot water. Mm-hmm. Here we go. Outbreak. Okay.
On an ordinary day, there's young men on the corner, young men at the side of my street, past the houses and the bill pictures that nobody owns. Children carry stones with Nike on their feet. It's an outbreak of the schoolyard, the paper and the glue, a symptom of the 7 Mile stare. It's the apathetic upshot of a child who knows her future, a child who is unaccustomed to care, the physical attraction of boys becoming fathers, the boys who know the custom of care, and it's the boys with the fathers who hit and ran themselves, living by the rule of no one, we're living by the rule of nowhere. The extraordinary day, the young man on the corner, spied an outsider passing through, sawn off, sworn in, switchblade and guns on Lebanon in London and a flashing of the blue. It's an outbreak of the schoolyard, the paper and the glue, a symptom of the 7 Mile stare. It's the apathetic upshot of a child who knows her future, a child who is unaccustomed to care, the physical attraction of boys becoming fathers, the boys who know the custom of care, and it's the boys with the fathers who hit and ran themselves, living by the rule of no one, living by the rule of nowhere. I was there at the kickoff, the ripcord and the flight. Our street lay projected into
Thank you very much. So please excuse this short interruption from me. All you people at home, I'm sure that you are enjoying this wonderful music, this wonderful concert from Emily. So we will ask you just to take notice of the link there on the screen, and if you can donate to the concert. We would be very grateful to you for doing that. All the music, all the money that is donated goes directly to keeping music here at Roslin Court, and goes to contribute to keeping the live music here. Wonderful evenings like this with Emily. Morag, I believe Morag is actually watching in from Sheffield. I believe that she is. So hi, Morag. Do you want to say hi, Morag? Woo! And she's thought of everything, Morag. She gives me a script and tells me, make sure that I don't forget to say anything. And this is her script. Look, that's not actually all
it's
of it.
It's a feature-length film.
But and I know that Morag is usually when she makes these requests, she's usually got to tries to make a pun or a joke or something. So she's even left me with one. So she suggested that everybody who is watching and they could give the cost of a pint of Phil beer. So thank you, Morag, for that. I think we appreciate that. Anyway, before we get Emily to continue, maybe Emily, would you like to tell the people on the live stream where they might be able to get your CDs?
The best thing you could do, if you go to emilyslademusic.co.uk, there's a form of a shop, and you send me an email and I send you a PayPal link, and
it'll work. Do it. Okay, so that's enough from me. So back to Emily and the wonderful music. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to sing a proper love song, and this is a lovely love song because it's got no bitterness in it at all. I didn't write this one. Written by a guy who taught me to play guitar, a chap called Keith Pearson, who is from this area, and he's a brilliant songwriter. Getting this tune, and there's no bitterness. It's just an I love you song, not he done me wrong and now I want to have his guts for garters, as my mum would say. And anyway, it's got a lovely chorus, which I'm sure you'll pick up as I go along. It's called A Bluegrass Lullaby.
Close your eyes, the light of day is fading, and the blanket of the night is coming on. All your worries are just shadows masquerading. Watch them fly, close your eyes and they'll be gone. And anyway, I'll be there if your troubles should get to be too much for you to bear. Gonna be right beside you when the sun goes down and the moon's hanging low in the sky. I'm gonna be right beside you. You can hear the sound of a bluegrass lullaby. Your chorus. Close your eyes and listen to Dixie, darling. You can hear my banjo ringing through the night. You can almost hear the guitars and the violins. Ain't that enough to make you feel alright? And anyway, I'll be there if your troubles should get to be too much for you to bear. I'm gonna be right beside you when the sun goes down and the moon's hanging low in the sky. I'm gonna be right beside you. You can hear the sound of a bluegrass lullaby. So good night and sweet dreams to you. The sun will soon be rising on you, and the birds will all be singing at your window, and the song they'll be singing is just for you. And anyway, I'll be there if your troubles should get to be too much for you to bear. I'm gonna be beside you when the sun goes down and the moon's hanging low in the sky. I'm gonna be right beside you. You can hear the sound of a bluegrass lullaby. And again, I'm gonna be right beside you when the sun goes down and the moon's hanging low in the sky. I'm gonna be right beside you. You can hear the sound of a bluegrass lullaby. Lovely, lovely harmony singing. Thank you for joining in. Thank you, that was really lovely. This is a song I haven't done for many, many years, but again, with the lockdown, I think lots of people got in touch online and things like Facebook for all their ills in the world and their weirdnesses. It does enable you to connect with people that you otherwise wouldn't be able to speak to. I managed to get back in touch with a chap called Hugh Williams, who was part of the wonderful duo Hugh and Tony Williams, who you might remember. Hugh is one of the finest songwriters on the folk scene, and I'm sure Simon Nicol did this song. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's called Rosemary's Sister. Brother of disaster and sister of our fate, do you count the tragedies we see? And brother of confusion and sister of debate, do you remember the sister of Rosemary? The doodlebugs were flying and the blitz was at its high. Rosemary lay sleeping with her sister only 9, and no one heard the one that hit, the one that blew the lid. But Rosemary came out crying and her sister never did. And she'll fly high. Your dreams are all in vain. One moment we are singing, and the next you cry with pain. And it's high above the heavens on a host of angels' wings that Rosemary's sister will be dancing. Her mother cried all that year, as many others did. There were moments when she'd pull through now and again. And the people there in Bethnal Street, in the rubble and the storm, swept up the street and started all again. When tyranny is biting, you'll do your best to try and stifle all your heartache till it's safe again to cry. And when the darkness disappears and the lights come shining through, we'll gather up and start all for the new. And she'll fly high. Your dreams are all in vain. One moment we are singing, and the next you cry with pain. And it's high above the heavens on a host of angels' wings that Rosemary's sister will be dancing. There's a teacher in the classroom, there's a mother in and she's waiting to collect and take her home. But sometimes in the firelight, in the silence where she sits, her mind goes back to Bethnal Street, to the darkness and the blitz. And she hears if there's another one, then the end will be complete. Well, I wonder what they'd say in Bethnal Street. And she'll fly high, your dreams are all in vain. One moment we are singing, and the next you cry with pain. And it's high above the heavens, on a host of angels' wings, that Rosemary's sister will be dancing.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I grew up in a town called Letchworth Garden City. Does anyone, if you've been on the train line between Cambridge and London, you'll know it. Letchworth Garden City. They don't miss out the Garden City part. They're very proud of it. And I went to school in Hitchin, North Hertfordshire. And then when I was about 14 or 15, my mum and dad moved house to a village called Purton, which is just outside Hitchin, and it's a nice village. It's one of these places where you don't go there unless you're meant to. It's got no main road running through it. You actually have to come off which makes it very nice. And I was very happy being there. It's an incredibly safe place to grow up. And then my friends and I all got to a certain age, and most of us went away to university. And in the 4 years, I was away for 4 years. This is when a string breaks, isn't it? In the 4 years that we were away, when everyone came back, slightly different for me because I decided to be a musician, and so there was no way anyone was going to give me a mortgage at that stage. But lots of my friends got proper jobs. And no one could afford to buy a house in the village we came from. And that's probably going to be the same. I mean, I saw a feature about Margate being the place where artists want to be because of the wonderful light you have here. So it's close enough to London to have that effect. And so none of us could actually afford to buy a house in Purton. So I wrote this song about that idea and about how. But I was lucky enough to get a little bit of radio play with this when I first brought it out. It's a song called Shire Boy, as in a boy from the Shires. Although we say Hertfordshire. If you're from Hertfordshire, you say Shire. I have loads of people saying, no, you don't. Online. Hertfordshire, Bedfordshire. That's how you can tell someone who's from North Herts. And so I kind of I made the village a boy in the song and visited this idea of how when you try and go back, it's like if you've had a wonderful holiday somewhere once and you go back the next year or maybe a few years later, trying to recreate it. And of course, it's never the same. It's never the same with that expectation, and you never get the same group of people there. It just loses its magic. So when this song was on the radio, Mike Harding on the folk show said it's a song about teenage lust. It's really not, unless village roads and sheeps in the meadow do it for you. Just realised I mustn't say anything too cheeky because it's going to be set in stone forever. Anyway, Shire Boy, yes. It's got a chorus. I think I prefer the way things were. Keep it in the past, it helps things last. To see you now has changed it all somehow. I think it all might crumble down soon. Okay.
first you'd ever kissed, and when I left you couldn't move, like a coward in the mist. And now the sheep's left the meadow and the cow's gone away, but my memories of that evening are always here to stay. You said today could be the start of all the fun we've still to share, and the pleading in your eyes I couldn't bear to turn and go. But our memories of those green days are all we'll ever know, and I think I preferred the way things were. I'll keep them in the past, it helps things last. To see you now has changed it all somehow. I think it all might crumble down soon. I think it all might crumble down soon.
Thank you. So I was told to give Sally a nod at a certain key moment in time. Is this the moment? Have I got? It could be.
Let's make this the moment.
We'll make it a moment.
We'll make this the moment. So, yes, another interruption for this very important part of this evening's proceedings. We'll have one more song from Emily after the raffle. And that will, one more song, obviously, for this first half live streamed part of the performance. So we have, as I said before, 2 raffle prizes, wonderful CD and a wonderful toilet roll.
Please don't pick the toilet roll first. It's like a booby prize?
No. The first prize is a CD. We don't get
whether you like it or not.
We wouldn't.
If you have a CD already, oh gosh.
Thank you.
I can swap it out for a different one.
We'll get Emily to pull out 2 tickets, please.
Right. Okay.
This is so exciting, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Oh, do I give it to you? It's Andrew Kettle.
Andrew Kettle will win the CD. Hooray! Hurrah! Somebody in the room.
And then this one is... no, it's Andrew Kettle again. Did you buy 2, Andrew?
It's Andrew... We can draw it again? Well, is it Andrew Kettle's +1? Well, that's all right.
Am I drawing another?
I believe so.
How many tickets did you buy, Andrew? Because this could go on a really long time. I actually did do a folk club once where they drew the raffle in reverse. I mean, they pulled out all the losers first. And I'm not even joking, that did happen. Catherine.
Is that me?
Is you?
Catherine, you have won the
toilet
Who
paper.
Gives a Crap toilet roll.
Oh, dear. She's got the CD.
So that's the right prize, in the right order. Thank you very much. So without further ado, we're going to get Emily to sing one last song to finish off the live stream for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you for making my first ever live stream not too painful. That toilet paper. Sign it. Super absorbent. Every sheet. Oh dear. I used to work in a residential home for the elderly when I lived in Purton. It was just down the road, and it was basically I used to do a lot of the washing up of the plates and cups and things like that. But also my mum used to go in as a sort of events organizer, and they really used to like doing crosswords. And we've since found out it really is a good thing to do to keep your brain active, doing crosswords. And they were really super smart. And but there was this one time there was a word they just couldn't get, and the word was recycled. And so I used to do this thing where I'd sort of give them little prompts and reminders, you know, other than the clue on the crossword. And they weren't getting it. I said, so what recycled? What is it when you've got toilet paper that's been used before? And one woman, she said, it means you would not go to that lavatory again. I'll never forget. Anyway, I'm going to finish off a Song by the Waterboys. And I'm going to dedicate it to my lovely friend Edwina, if she's on the live stream. She might be listening, might not. I've had a bit of a health scare last year, and it's when that happens that you really do notice how friends just pack you in. And yeah, she's been one of the best, really. So this is for Edwina, and she's playing here on May the 4th. So do come. She's an extremely special performer and a wonderful person. Waterboys, it's called A Song for the Life.
Well, I don't drink as much as I used to. But lately, it's just not my style. And the hard times don't hurt like they ought to. They pass quicker, like when I was a child. And somehow I've learned how to listen to a sound like the sun going down. In the magic the morning is bringing, there's a song for the life that I have found. It keeps my feet on the ground. Now the midsummer days aren't so heavy. They just blow like a breeze through my mind. And nothing appears in a hurry. And it makes up for some old lost time. And somehow I've learned how to listen to a sound like the sun going down. In the magic the morning is bringing, there's a song for the friend that I've found. She keeps my feet on the ground. Lately, I've learned how to listen to that sound like the sun going down. In the magic the morning is bringing, there's a song for the friend that I have found. She keeps my feet on the ground. She keeps my feet on the ground. She keeps my feet on the ground.
Fabulous. Thank you, Emily. Thank you. So we're coming to the end now of the live stream part of the evening, and thank you, huge thanks to Emily Slade and also to Mike Della, who did the floor spot for us. Big round of applause, please, for Mike and Emily. Also, a big thank you for tonight's team who keep the show on the road and who made it very easy for me to just come in and sing and stand here with my script and do all of the things that I meant to do. So thank you very much to Roger for the filming, John for the sound. Thank you for Andrew at the door, for Lisa in Gala Shields, who's posting on social media. Is that right? And Jodie in Margate posting on social media, and Naomi at the bar. But I think very importantly tonight we have to thank Phil on lighting, because I do believe that it might be Phil's birthday today.
Oh, do say that.
So, have we got time to just do a quick song? A little happy birthday. Should we do happy birthday to Phil? Shall we? Shall I start? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Phil. Happy birthday to you. A big round of applause to all the team, please. Thank you. And thank you all at home for continuing to tune in and supporting live music and donating and live chatting and doing all of those things. And we're going to have a break now and then come back with another set of music, another song from Mike and another set from Emily. And do remember to buy the music and donate if you can. And there's lots going on here at Roslin Court. There's a new scratch band. I don't know what's a scratch band. Here on Monday the 27th, led by the wonderful James Kerry. Any instrument, all levels, working on a tune together. Great fun, £10. The next gigs next week, we've got Jumbo. We've got Gumbo. I know they're Gumbo. I don't Jumbo. They're Gumbo. 3 hairy men playing glorious music. What's not to like? Blues, country, ragtime, spiritual. And then on March the 9th, there's a very special concert for the International Women's Day and part of the Power of Women Festival at Margate, which is Girl Talk, featuring somebody called Sally Ironmonger and her long-suffering husband, Brian Barter, she's put in here, Brian Carter, and 3 more old broads, Pat Turner, Lynn Herod and Helen North. You can get tickets from the Power of Women website. And then they also started an Irish evening here, called, which is being run by Una on the 3rd Tuesday of the month from April. It's not live streamed, it's a session, and it is, I'm going to say this, Kyle Agus Crack, which is Irish, I think probably Irish for a fun session or something like that. So without any further ado, let's say goodbye to all the people in live stream land, and bye-bye Morag. Bye, Morag. Hope to see you soon. Hope to see you soon. And thank you very much. My name is Sally Ironmonger, and next week come along, tune in for Gumbo and keep music live. Thank you very much.